Welcome to The Field Engineer. In this series, we are answering your questions. Today's question, how to respond when a field engineer teammate leaves and the organisation does not replace them immediately. So clearly, circumstances and context are really important here. In this particular instance, almost all of the work fell onto one individual and there was a hiring freeze that meant the business was not looking to replace that engineer. So the question is, what could this particular engineer do? First of all, communication with their line manager, really important. So having a specific meeting on the topic, asking them what's planned, what does the future look like, how are they preparing to get the work done that this person had left. The advice is prepare for that meeting really well, get data, understand what the workload is, the capacity, any service level agreements, and help identify any risks. So reduction in field staff invariably means that the business is less able to deal with emergencies, they've got less bandwidth, and reacting quickly to unforeseen problems becomes more of a challenge. So helping the manager understand the impact means looking at what it means for that particular individual engineer. It means potentially picking up more work. It means more time away from home. It means responding to customers is going to take a little bit longer. Now that may have an impact on service levels. It may have an impact actually on the business that's being done and therefore the revenue that's being generated. Typically, even when there's a hiring freeze, I would expect critical hires can still be made. Again, depends on the business. But if you can make the argument that business is going to suffer, or there's going to be a financial impact, or there is a risk, if the engineer that's left, if they go off sick, if they have any issues, if they're not available, then that becomes particularly business critical. I think making that argument. Also, making sure that the manager understands what the risks are. And it is quite tempting in these situations to say, what happens if I leave? And I would suggest trying to avoid that scenario because it may potentially feel like the manager is being threatened. Now, ultimately, of course, an engineer is entitled to leave and that might be their best option. But generally speaking, working through and highlighting, hey, if I am off sick, then the work's not going to get done, and making sure that the management understands that risk. It's a challenging situation. The other thing is looking to the future and seeing, well, what's the long-term plan? We know that, again, depending on the context, depending on the work that needs to be done, typically hiring an engineer and then training them up typically is months of time rather than weeks, and ensuring that is built into the plan. So when you can hire, understand, it might be a few months to actually get someone into the business, and then it might be a few months to train. So you've got a 6 month or maybe more lead time, and making sure that the business understands that. By all means, reach out if you have a similar situation. If anyone is facing or has faced this kind of experience, please do share with the community, let us know. If you do have any other questions and would like those answered, then we are here to give our advice and guidance, and we'd love to hear from you. That's all from me for now. Thanks very much.